In Modo 13.2, the 2D planar IK system has been updated to allow for quadruped or 3-bar IK setups. So let's take a look at that. So I'm going to just go to my side view, we'll go to our skeleton tool, and we'll create a simple 3-bar IK system. It's 4 joints, but it's 3 sections. All right, so we have that set up. Should look sort of like a back leg on a dog. All right, so we're going to select our joints, go to Setup Mode, Inverse Kinematics tab, and hit the Apply IK. And just like with a 2-bar or 3-joint setup, it automatically determines and sets everything up for you so you don't have to think about it. So now, at its very basic, we have a dog leg or a 3-bar IK system. So let's take a look at some of the controls that you have on the 3-bar system and how that compares to the 2-bar. So the first thing we have is an angle bias. And what does that mean? So if I hit angle bias here and I bring this up, what this does, it says, hey, I want to spend most of my rotational energy, or where I want most of the rotation to take place, on the upper joint instead of the lower. And if I bring this down, it'll do the exact opposite. So what does that mean? If I pull this up like this, and then I move my locator or my goal, you'll notice that most of the rotation, if not all of it, is taking place in that upper joint. Okay, bring up my angle bias again, and I make this lower, and it's going to do the exact opposite. I move this, and now most of the rotation is taking place in that lower angle. So you have full control over where you want the angle to take place, and this value is completely animatable. So depending on whether you're sitting or transitioning from sitting to running, you can make a change on where that is. Okay, now with 2D IK, or say 2D, I keep saying that, 2-bar IK, we only have one global angle rotation. We're just dealing with an elbow. But with a 3-bar or 4-joint setup, there's actually 2 points that can rotate. So what we do is we have the global orient as well as a lower and an upper. So if I bring these channels up, let's take a look and see what that does. So our global will move the whole thing, right? Rotate it just like you'd expect. Upper will rotate just the upper section. Lower will do just the lower section. And what's cool is that if you do some upper and some lower and you move the global will take the result of that. So you can actually rotate the upper and the lower into a position you want and then take the whole system and move it around, which is really nice. We have the same controls for soft IK. So if I make this 0.01, we'll get a nice easing in of the length, right? So you'll see that it eases into that, so there's none of that IK snapping that's common in most IK systems. And then we have our scale factor. So if we set this to 1, we now get stretchy IK for all our joints. What's nice is you can actually customize where you want this stretch to take place. So let's say I only want this base or this first joint here to move. I can set my mid to 0 and my end to 0. Now when I pull this, you'll see that the lower or the upper joint will stretch, but the lower and the mid don't change at all. I can also say, well, I want the mid to be locked, but I want the end to move. Now when I do this, you'll notice that the end and the upper and the end are stretching, but the mid is staying the same. And just like all the rest of these channels, these are animatable, so you can adjust when and how you want your stretchy IK to work. The big thing, though, is 3-bar IK. Dog leg or quadruped rigging is natively supported in the new IK system with lots of control, so you can get exactly what you want out of it.